Good morning, everyone. Vloggy Poncho here, back in my daily vlog. Today is Thursday, January 31st. And that means today we've been making these for a month! Yes! It's, that wasn't a goal, though, so I don't get to dance. One way or the other, it's been a month, which I think is pretty cool. So, weighing in at 181 pounds today. Today's meals have not yet been drawn. Let me do so immediately. So this is our last week of the month of meals now. Pretty exciting. So let's see, I have an interview today. That's the big topic today. I have a job interview today. So I don't want to eat the spicy brekkie because my breath will stink. So Cinnamon Toast Crunch it is for breakfast, and then lunch is going to have to be similarly tame. So let's go with something that won't give me indigestion. Let's see. Pasta will suffice. And then for dinner, I can eat whatever I want, so let's find something with protein in it. Tofu burrito. There we go. Alright, cool. Yeah, so that's all I'm thinking about today, is that I have a job interview this afternoon, and I'll let you know tomorrow how it goes. And I'll talk about what company it's with and stuff like that at a later date. I want to get into the details today in case it doesn't work out, but let me just say that it is a promising opportunity for me to have full-time employment after I graduate. So I'm taking it very seriously today. So I can't make a very long video since I need to continue thinking about my interview questions and answers, because it's one of those interviews where so there's basically two kinds of interviews as far as I can tell. There's qualifications interviews, and then sort of qualification motivation, and then there's behavior. So the first one is what you would think of in a typical interview, where they ask questions like, why do you want to work for us? Or what do you bring to the company? What are your skills? Tell us why you're so great. Why do you deserve this job or this scholarship or whatever? And it's basically just tooting your own horn and talking about, well, I was this kind of scholar, and I got a 4.0 for 3 years, and I did this and that, and I was given the Medal of Honor and a Nobel Peace Prize for no reason, and now I'm president, you know, and then whatever. And you talk about accomplishments and things that you've done. And then the other kind of interview is apparently becoming much more common nowadays, is this behavioral type interview, where they ask questions like, they aren't even questions, they ask you to talk about your past. They say, give me an example of a time when you tried to accomplish something and failed. Give me an example of a time you had to work with an unpleasant coworker or manager. You know, give me an example. They all start out like that. Tell me about a time when. Give me an example of when. Tell me about a time you took initiative and took the lead. You know, things like that. And you have to be able to think up of an example from your life of when you did that, to show that you have those, that you can demonstrate you have those qualities. So you say, oh well, I remember when I was in the Boy Scouts, I was leading all the time, and then I had this one project that I had to work with a guy who was totally not motivated, and I had to schedule him so he'd get it finished, and da-da-da-da. You have to have all these examples ready from your past where you can talk about where you had these difficulties and you overcame them, and that's the whole idea. And so when they ask a question like, tell me about a time you tried to accomplish something and you failed, they don't want to hear about how much you suck. They want to hear about how you set your sights too high for that goal, and that's why you failed. Or even that you failed but you learned from it, and that you've grown because of the experience. So even when it sounds like a trick question, like they're asking you to tell something bad, they really want to see growth. They want to see, okay, well this happened, but now I know this, and I won't make that mistake again. So the questions aren't that difficult, but you have to have thought about these kind of things in advance prior to the interview, so that you have stories and anecdotes, which is the same thing, from your life. An anecdote is just a story that demonstrates your point. It's usually not considered proof of anything, but for an interview, it's good to show an example of what you're talking about. And for all of these, you want to have some kind of specific example in mind, and it's good if you can inject into the interview all the different aspects that they want you to have. So I'm interviewing for a computer science position, and so my examples, hopefully, I'll have coming from computer science classes or projects or whatever else, or just programs working in. Whereas if you were applying for a job in psychology, you could talk about an example of how you use psychology on someone, or how you interacted with someone in a way that demonstrated your knowledge of psychology. So you want to show that you not only have the behaviors they're looking for, which is taking initiative, being proactive, being a problem solver, being a hard worker, being determined, but you also want to show you have the qualifications at the same time. So it's sort of a doubling up, which is why I think it's a tougher kind of interview. Because you want to show, oh yeah, I'm motivated, and I'm also really motivated about computer science, and that's what they're hiring me for. So, well, yeah, I got to get back to going over my scenarios in my head, so I have quick responses to their various questions about, tell me about a time when. Anything else for today? Goal progress? Oh yeah, I stretched again today. It's getting easier. I think I'm actually getting a little farther every day, because the first day when I did the feet wide apart stretch, I got my hands about this close to the floor, but today I was able to touch the floor. And I don't know if I was just standing with my feet wider apart, or because I haven't been standing in any particular place, but it felt like I was able to bend a little further today. So hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be seeing some real progress. I'm still about 3 or 4 inches, probably more, away from touching my toes straight up, but that's the goal. And then we're starting Atlas Shrugged tomorrow. I have another goal set up where I'm going to try and read Atlas Shrugged in February and March, and hopefully have it finished by April Fool's Day. And that is it. So wish me luck in my interview. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow morning.